Joining us now, the hero of the 2018 MAC Championship game, DJ Brown. DJ, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How you been?
Oh, not too bad. How you been?
Man, living life, having fun, working.
Where are you at now?
In Chicago. I came up here in November, so I've been here for about a year. Working at Impact Networking in Bolingbrook. Me and Marcus, Kevin Tannenbaum. So a lot of Huskies over there.
Cool. Is it? Did you go home at all from the time you graduated till the time you came back?
Yeah. So I went to Houston right after the bowl game. I was there for about 5-6 months. I ended up getting a call from a friend about a job opening up here. So I made the trip back down here. Yeah.
Couldn't just stay away, huh?
No, I thought I could, but I couldn't.
What was it to brought a young man from Arkansas to Northern Illinois when you were first recruited as a freshman?
I wanted to be away from home, but I didn't want to be too far to where my parents couldn't come to the game. So Chicago is like 10 hours. So it's far enough they couldn't pop up on me. But it was close enough to where if they wanted to come down, they could make the drive or the flight.
Perfect. Well, as you know, today we're playing Buffalo. Last time we played him was in the 2018 MAC Championship game. And you had a pretty big role in that game. We're going to talk a little bit about that and just, kind of what it was like to, what was it like to join a football program? It wasn't just the goal wasn't winning the MAC Championship every year. It was expected.
It was fun. I mean, I feel like when you look to play college football, you want to go to a program where they're going to win. I mean, who likes losing? So to come to NIU, I mean, being from the South, we've heard of NIU before, obviously the Jordan Lynch era. So I was pretty familiar with it. So to join a program where it's expected, it's pretty big because now you got the pressure of you got to be your best at all times. So it was pretty cool for me.
That game was pretty wild. We were down pretty big in the going in that second half. Can you just talk a bit about like what that first half was like? And we were moving the ball, but we weren't able to. I mean, can you just talk about like just start out? What was that first half like?
It was weird. I ain't gonna lie to you. We played in the MAC Championship my freshman year, yeah, but I wasn't playing as much. So I didn't have any expectations. This year, it was more so they came in with the big name. They had the quarterback and the receiver. So coming in the first half, it was more so like, okay, let's go prove ourselves. I mean, we know who we are. We were coming off a 2-game losing streak. Let's go show them what we're about. So the first half was scary. I mean, when we walked in the locker room, nobody was thinking like, damn, we're not going to be able to come back. But nobody at the same time was thinking like, how did we get to here? I mean, how did we get down 29-10? We know we can move the ball. We have been good all year. So we just had to really tighten up, talk to each other, and then go back out there and really, really show who we was.
I was going to say, I mean, what was the key to the second half, you thought? I mean, it was just seemed like Marcus kind of just was on fire too for a little while, Marcus Childers.
I think we came on, man. It's one thing to lose. It's another thing to get whooped on national television, especially in the championship game. So I know as far as the receivers and the quarterbacks, our biggest thing, I talked to RG. I mean, our biggest thing was, man, just go out there taking one play at a time. Me, Spence, and Wes, Dennis, Cole, Mitch. I mean, we was just all talking like, dude, come on now. We're going to get one-on-one matchups. You got to win your one-on-one matchups. Told Coach U, we got to throw the ball. And he said, well, yeah, you're down 29-10, so we're going to have to throw the ball. And we just had to win our one-on-one matchups. And I think that's what the key difference was, knowing that we could beat them one-on-one and really showing it out there.
The touchdown pass. That was a battle, man. I mean, you go up, you catch it, you're coming down. You could have come down in the field of play and not scored that touchdown, but kind of rolled it. I mean, can you just talk about that game-winning touchdown reception?
Man, no lie, I blacked out. So I always talk about this, the homies. When he checked the play, we said, what was it going to be? He called Will, so I know I got a double move. And then Wes is going to come back from a corner route. When I ran a double move, Marcus threw the ball, but you know them bright lights. So the lights is legit like this. I blacked out for a good 5 to 6 seconds. And I just thought I just got to put myself in a position to try to catch the ball. And when I felt it hit me, I just closed my arms. And then everything after that, like I said, I blacked out. And then my celebration was legit. I didn't remember what I did until I saw it. It was a crazy experience.
How often do you go back and watch that game?
I would say at least twice a year. At least twice a year.
It was crazy. I mean, it was one of I was there at 11. We had the 20-point comeback in the second half against Ohio, but there was just something about that game that just seemed a little bit more special. I don't know if that's the right way you guys felt about it.
I think it was more so just because of all the hype they had. You know, they had 2 league players that they considered was going to the NFL, like drafted. So one, we knew we had the same goal. So we knew the game was going to be packed. It was going to be a lot of scouts there. It was it was a highlight game. And it was one of those games where you really come to college football for. That's the games that you got to show out in. And that's the games that you look forward to.
Is there one thing you remember particularly about that game, whether the walkthrough, the warm-ups? I mean, is there one thing that really stands out to you about that?
I would say 3 things. Before the game, walking into that stadium, I mean, that whole week, dude, it was crazy. But before the game, walking into that stadium, coming back out at halftime, and then hearing that half of the parents cried when we won. I mean, I thought that was pretty crazy. Nate's dad cried. I know my dad shed a tear. I know Marcus's mom was going crazy. So it was a whole crazy experience.
And then kind of when you look back on your time at NIU, what do you think of most? What did you learn most about yourself?
I mean, you really grow up. You come to college as a young kid. You're doing whatever you want to do because, I mean, you're away from home for the first time, legit away from home. And you really grow with the guys that you're there with. You see people come and go, but those people that stayed, I know we had a sign in the locker room that said those who stayed will be champions. So when we won that game, I know me and Wes and Spence, when we walked back in there, it was kind of like surreal to see that sign because it was like, damn, we really did it. But the biggest thing I would say I learned is just how to be a man. You know, you're on your own, so when things come and go, such as life outside of football, you got to learn to deal with it because you're by yourself. And I think having that locker room around you or that locker room experience is the biggest thing that helps out a young man when he's in college and playing football.
You're part of an incredible run of NIU football teams to not only make the MAC championship game, but to win it. What does it mean to you to be a MAC champion and in that be one of the MAC championship teams in that run?
It means everything. To come to NIU, to come to a program that's known for winning the MAC championship, and to be one of the teams that put a MAC championship back up there, and then to give the freshmen what I didn't have. I remember I kept saying that, like on the sideline when we was getting a rhythm going in the second half, I was like, bro, we gonna get y'all the championship, because I remember being a freshman on the sideline, like I want a championship, I want to win the MAC championship, and not playing a lot. So to give that to the freshmen was crazy. It felt so good.
Hey, D.J, no, we really want to thank you so much for sharing all those memories and your time here at NIU. I mean, I miss you. I love seeing you on the sidelines. I know we're going to be able to see you this year, but I just want to wish you all the best and thank you so much for coming and joining us.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.